Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the December session of Zap TV. I want to welcome Dean Budney with me. Happy to have him join us today.
Good to be here.
So talking today about some of the basics with Zap when we get into that. So super excited to just kind of get down to some of the basics to help some of the newer users or even some of the users that are using it that might be frustrated with some of the simpler things. So just start with some of the homework that we talk about in the beginning. Texting questions. The screen will come up in a little bit with the text number. Please text any questions you have or anything you want to talk about, whether it's what we're talking about or something totally different. That is 321-300-7759. We'll do the best we can. We usually get inundated, but we'll do the best we can to answer as many of those as we can during the session. So. If you are watching it on your phone, hopefully you can log into Zap as well. So if you log into Zap, not only will you have a chance to win a prize, because the contest has been extended, but logging into Zap, we're going to be live in the platform, showing you moving around, so it'll give you a better chance to learn it if you're kind of doing it right with us. So please log in and take advantage of us being live in our platform. And then the last piece, this session will be recorded. So within 48 hours from now, you should be able to come back to the same link, C21.zapbroadcast.com, and rewatch this, share it with some folks that may have missed it. So, with that being said, as we get started in the platform, this is some of the stuff we do, when we first go live in a company. But so many folks can miss it, and there's little pieces that we can, use or learn to make Zap just so much better for us. So we're going to just kind of talk about the dashboard. Just making sure it's clear and things we can do to clear it up and how important that information is. It's not just get it off my screen, analyzing it and making sure it's good.
Right, absolutely. So if you want, I'll jump us into the main dashboard and we'll kind of kick things off.
Yeah, let's go live and basically as you see it when you log in. Then Dean's just going to take you through just some of the pieces to make sure you know what's happening here.
And when you look at the dashboard, Zap is two things, right, Wayne? It's the CRM, which is what we're looking at. We're looking at the customer relationship management side of Zap, and that's linked to our company, our agent website, right? So we'll talk a little bit about both today, but we're going to focus the first part of our conversation on the CRM side of Zap. So the CRM side of Zap is designed to do a couple of things. A, to keep us organized with our customers and our contacts that we have, and B, take advantage of some of the technology in there to help flag us to follow up with them, who to follow up with, things from that perspective. Who wants information from me? What are my clients asking for from me? And when do I need to follow up with them on a consistent, regular basis? And that's really what the dashboard is designed to do. So as you're looking at your dashboard in the upper right-hand corner, for those of you that are live with me, hopefully it has your name in your picture, so at least you know you're on your dashboard. And then if you want to find a contact, once you add them in the Zap, you can just click their name, type their name right here. You can search by first name, last name, email, or phone number. In the left-hand side, there's some navigation. We'll cover some of these navigations here today. But the most important thing about your dashboard is that the first thing you see are tasks, and the second thing is follow-ups. And why are tasks first? Well, let's talk a little bit about it. So if you're looking on your dashboard with me now, underneath tasks, you may have a message that says, woohoo, you have no more tasks for the day. So congratulations, that means you have told Zap that you've completed and addressed the different tasks. However, some of you may have some tasks. You may have, like I do on my screen, a showing request, and I actually have a showing request from Tom Hardy. If you have a showing request, or some of you may have a request for information here as a task. How did that get there? Well, it got there because as we are providing our customers our tools on Zap, so we're actually sending them the link to the consumer mobile app, and they're downloading it on their phone, which gives them the ability to search any property on their phone, right on the consumer side of the MLS, or we're providing the same link on their laptop, so they can search either their laptop or their phone, and they can look at different property. Once they look at property and they open up the home details page, there's two buttons that follow them everywhere, every house that they look at. One says, go see this house. The other one says, request more information. And so all they have to do is hit go see this house. And in this instance, that's what my client Tom Hardy did. He looked at a house. He said, oh, I want to go see this house. So he clicked the button. It said, go see this home. I immediately was notified by Zap, by email and text, to let me know that I had a showing request for my customer.
So I didn't have to be logged in.
That is correct.
At that time, in watching my dashboard to wait and see what happened. Zap let me know.
Right on my phone.
Then I know. Oh, I need to figure this out.
Right.
Then I'm gonna, as quick as I can.
Then you would say, probably before you call the customer back, you're going to want to look at your Zap dashboard, and Wayne's going to show you how you can see the showing request come in right on your phone. Because don't we have our phone with us everywhere?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even in the shower now, because it comes waterproof now, the most latest versions, right? So we're never more than a few feet away from our phone. But in this instance, Tom Hardy clicked for me a showing request. He's hit the button. I want to go see this house. Now, in the real world, so Tom hits that button. How quickly does Tom want me to respond back to him?
Yesterday.
Yeah, right. Yeah. In about 3 nanoseconds, he wants a phone call back from me, right? And if he's like most of the rest of my customers, he wanted me to call him before he hit the button,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because it says mind reader on my card, right where it says licensed real estate agent, right? So it's really the task area of Zap is designed to elevate our response time to our customers, to provide them with tools that they can use to look for property, but when they want our attention, meaning when they want more information, or if they want to go see a house, all they have to do is tap a button. Zap emails and texts us to let us know that, places that task as a request here in the task area. And then now, in the real world, before I call Tom back, I'm going to probably want to find out what house he wants to go see, right? Because it just comes in on my incoming text or email as a showing request. So all I have to do is on my dashboard here, on the laptop that I'm circling with my mouse, I can click on View Details, because I want to see what house he wants to go see. He wants to go see 35 High Meadow Road. Great. Now I call Tom back and say, Tom, hey, I got your request to go see 35 High Meadow Road. When would you like to see it? He says, Dean, can you show it to me Saturday afternoon at 2? I said, well, you know what? Let me reach out to the listing agent and see if that's okay, and then I'll give you a ring right back. So the listing agent information is typically right here in the showing appointment info. So I see Sacchetti is the teamwork, must be a team of people. Yep. So I call the Sacchetti team and I say, hey, I would like to go and show 35 High Meadow Road Saturday at 2. Is that okay? They're like, yep, Dean, it's on Supra, knock yourself out. So I call my client back, I call Tom back and say, Tom, we're good to go, right? See you at the house Saturday at 2 o'clock. I then come up here and click on the box that says showing info. I change the status from new to scheduled, put in Saturday, 2 o'clock, I hit save, and now I have a showing appointment, right? And I'm gonna hit cancel because I don't wanna mess up the screen for the next training class. But that helps me respond to Tom, right?
Yep.
He knows, I know what house he's calling about when I call him back. And even if this was a request for info, I could do the same thing. If this said request for info from Tom Hardy, I could click on view details to find out what house he had a question on, right? Before I even called him back. Because typically I'm going to want to know, right?
Yes.
When I call my customer, what house they're interested in finding out information about or going to see.
Yep, so 2 things with that. So first of all, Tom was able to do that on my mobile app,
Yep.
on my website, or from an email I sent him. One button. So he didn't have to look wherever and then create a list and go, okay, let me get this to Dean and text or call or email it. Like he's right on the site and go, yeah, we want to see this. Push a button, done.
Want to go see this
and
house.
then you get the message. You're contacting while he's still on that page. Like, hey, when do you want to see it? And then you're able to have that conversation with like, hey, Tom, you asked about 123 Main. Not, hey, Tom, can I help you with something?
Right. Just
or,
a general
have
question.
you been looking? Like, we know that conversation goes from not only they love it on their side, but when we reach out to them, it's very specific. It's 123 Main, when do you want to see it? Not, what was the property? And let me get a hold of the agent. And so I love that piece that it makes us look like a superhero.
Absolutely.
It makes us look like we are just head and tails above all the other agents that are calling them, going, okay, now let me get back, and then I'll get back to you. When we call them, we know which property it is, and we're ready to go with it.
Absolutely.
So.
And aren't we always being engaged as agents on our response time to our customers?
Oh, absolutely.
Right? How quickly does my agent call me back? right? So, and if we
Or
don't-
do they?
Or do they, right? and not for any of our Century 21
No,
agents.
no.
We always call our customers back. But, I mean, if you think about it, this is designed for us to elevate our response time because our customers want us to be responsive to them. They want us to know that we're important, that they're important to us.
Yes.
Right? So, if we don't call our customers back in a timely manner, what do they typically do?
They can go elsewhere.
Right, they may
You know,
just
and-
have to
and-
call
and it-
another agent.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's not even like just like, well, the heck with Dean. It's like, well, I need the information. I mean, not necessarily going to do that in 2 minutes typically, but they're like, well, I'm going to give Dean a little bit, but if Dean forgot about me today, like maybe I'm just going to reach out and see if I can get that information. But Dean gets that text message, he knows, boy, this person's. I don't even have to wonder what he's doing. He just asked about a house. Let me reach out to him.
Absolutely.
So that's the huge piece that brings it all together. So
Love the task area, right? And to have a task come off your task list, all you have to do is click on View Details, and anytime you change the status of a task to completed, it'll come and click Save. It'll come off your task list. So for those of you in the audience who have tasks on your task list that you've actually addressed but couldn't quite remember how to get them to come off your task list, change the status to completed, hit Save, and it'll come off your task list in about 15 seconds or longer.
well, yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So
but that's
but it-
you got
but
to
it
keep
updates
that
it.
clear so that if you
Yeah.
see something there, you know that it's new or you haven't dealt with it. That's kind of the concept behind it.
Absolutely. So now I'm going to talk about the follow-up section of our dashboard. So just scroll down a little bit. Some of you may have the message that says, woohoo, you have no more follow-ups, or you've completed your follow-ups for the day. Some of you may be like me and have a whole bunch of people here, contact names that I see. I have Beth Woods, Jane Smith Jones, I have Jode Spring. So I have these customers, and the question is, how do they get there? How did those customer names, why do they appear on my follow-up section of my dashboard? Well, they got there for one of two reasons. A, this was a customer that I just recently accepted as a new lead through the company's automated attendance system. So I got that phone call, I hit yes, I accept the lead. Zap takes that contact information, adds them to my Zap dashboard, and it places them in the follow-up section to remind me that, hey, this is a brand new lead, you need to start following up with them so you can stay in compliance with the company's business rules.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
that's very important.
Stay green so you can get more leads.
Exactly right. And if I look at Beth, right, I see she's a new renter, or Jane Smith is a hot buyer and seller, right? And I can also see that by looking underneath her name, there's a box here that says either agent lead or broker lead. If it says agent lead, I don't have to worry about following up with them to meet the company compliance guidelines, right? I don't have to follow the red, yellow, green thing.
Because
right?
that's my lead that
my
I
lead
entered
that I
personally.
added, right?
So, okay.
So I
Yep,
don't have
that's
that
good.
level of responsibility. Do I want to follow up with her regularly?
Absolutely.
But
But it's on my terms, not.
on my terms, I don't have to meet the company's business rules as far as follow-up requirements are concerned. So if it said broker lead in this box, then I would know. Yep, I gotta follow up with them. And how I would know whether it was in, out of compliance, or nearly being out of compliance, all I would do is look under the last contact date column, and under the date, it'll be underlined in red, yellow, or green to let me know, hey, if this said broker lead, then the color coding process in that compliance guidelines would kick in for that particular customer.
Tell me where I am with the status.
Exactly.
So,
And if I wanted to update for status, all I do is click the actions drop down. I can do one of these three things: send them an email, log a call, or add a touch point note. That would update for compliance if it was a broker lead. And that's only 3 of 13 things that you can now do in Zap to stay in compliance with
13
your
things,
customers.
but those are the 3 that are in, like,
That
just
easy-
one click away.
easiest
one click away
accessible,
to
right?
update that lead.
Absolutely. So the other thing that you see here is I see my customer Zap scores. And I see that Jane Smith Jones has a very high Zap score. So I hover my mouse over the Zap score, and it gives me a little pop-up window, and it shows me, if I could just get the screen to cooperate here. Right, let's do this one. So I can see that she opened up 3 emails, right? Requested information on a home, and has opened up a bunch of emails that I've sent her. We've been communicating. So what Zap does is it identifies their activity, and it ranks your client's activity against each other. So if I have, in this instance, 243 contacts in my dashboard, that means that that particular customer is one of my very high, very active customers, because it's ranking my customers against each other, not against other agents, just it's kind of giving my customers a ranking. Now I kind of know who to work with, right? When I look at my dashboard and log in each day, I'm going to probably call Jane Smith Jones and Jode Spring back before I call Beth Woods back, right? Because
Yes.
Beth has no activity at all, right? So it just helps me as an agent prioritize who to follow up with.
So why do I have Beth in my system at all?
Well, so most likely,
Like, why would I want to add Beth?
so Beth probably I added her in there because I add everybody in there, right? I don't
So
care
what's
what
the
they are.
advantage for me as an agent to have Beth, who obviously isn't doing anything?
That's it, Beth. My philosophy is Beth is now a renter, right? That's how I flagged her. So I'm figuring, and I have her on the renter follow-up plan. I subscribe to the philosophy that someone's either going to do one of two things with me as an agent. They're going to buy or they're going to die, right?
Exactly.
So
Well, that's
hopefully
it.
they'll buy before they die, right? But I want to keep in touch with Beth because most renters eventually become a buyer. And when she's getting ready to buy, I want her to reach out to me.
So having Beth in there, and she's none, I'm just going to kind of, play along. But what Beth will do, or you hope Beth does, is one day you log in and all of a sudden Beth is very high.
Yep.
Like, oh, look.
What happened
Beth
to Beth?
started looking, she's starting to look at houses. She's opening up my emails. She asked me a question. That's why everybody is in the platform, because when any one of them, even the ones that you don't think will buy, that just bought, that, your friends and your family and your neighbors, they jump out at you when they just start thinking, let's just start peeking around at a house.
Absolutely.
So that's the key.
And that's such such a great analogy, Wayne, because that happens all the time, right? Beth rents for a while. I have her on the renter follow-up plan, which is dripping on her on a regular basis, right? Now, one day, as you said, I log in, and all of a sudden, Beth says her is very high. I'm like, I wonder what she's been up to go from none to very high. So I click on her name, and I open up her contact profile page, and I can actually scroll down to see her search activity. So right here it says search activity, because Zap tracks any saved homes she's done, any saved searches, or any recently viewed homes. There's probably a very good chance that she went in and saved a few homes or did a few saved searches, right? Because maybe she came home one day and said, like, I'm done renting. I want to start buying, right?
Got a promotion at
Got
work.
a promotion at work and a big bonus, so I want to use that
Yeah.
as a down payment on my house. So to see that activity, if there's a number in this number column, all I have to do is hit this View All button, and I can see any saved searches she saved, any saved homes she saved, or any recently viewed homes.
And the key there is that Beth didn't reach out to you
Exactly.
and say, hey, I'm going to start looking at houses. By having Beth in your system, sending her, reminding her, here's my website, if you ever start looking or know anybody else. And then Beth just randomly gets on your website or downloads your mobile app and just starts looking at houses. She never reached out to you and said, this is what I'm doing. When she just starts doing it, it gives you an option the next day to go, hi, Beth, how are you?
Exactly.
And then it goes from there until, to just, having contact with that person.
So one of the things I love about the Zap dashboard is to your point, it keeps me in touch with my customers even when they're not reaching out to me,
Correct.
right? So that's a little bit
that's the huge key. Like
Exactly. Yeah. It really,
because they don't always come back to you, or
No.
they're 4 months into the process of thinking about buying or selling, maybe thinking, oh yeah, Wayne's my agent, Dean's my agent through that process, but but then they see this agent, and then they see this agent, and they see this agent, and then who knows what can happen. But when we get to them from day one, they're like, man, you really are good.
Yeah.
Thing makes us look really good.
It really does. It really does. So I'm going to click on the word dashboard here underneath the C21 logo, bring us back to the main dashboard, and I'm going to turn it over to Wayne, and he's going to walk over a little bit through the contact side of Zap.
All right. So, when we talk about contacts, and we kind of touch on it almost all the time, about adding everybody it's almost like grab the phone book and just start entering folks. Just because when they're in your system, they're in your system. You have no choice but to at least now acknowledge, oh yeah, look, there's Beth. She hadn't been doing anything, but there's Beth. So when we talk about adding contacts, very simple from the home dashboard. There's this plus add at the top, and it's the easiest way. If I just click that plus add, and you'll see new contact right below it. And just to the right, I can add an individual contact. So, I'm in an open house. I just met 2 people. Hey, let me add you in my system quick. That's one avenue.
Right.
But obviously, the one that's the newest and most effective for mass is importing contacts. So I can, export contacts from the MLS, my email account from Business Builder, and just simply upload them into Zap. And I'm not entering them one by one. I got 600 people in Business Builder. I'm exporting them, maybe changing the file around a little bit to fit what Zap needs, and then importing them all at once. So, and it takes me, seconds rather than years to get to enter them individually. So, just wanted to show you that, that's how simple it is to add a contact or add a group of contacts.
Absolutely. And it's so much easier to bulk import, and we'll show you where to go to get some additional support on bulk importing in a few minutes
Yes.
with instructions there. So stay tuned for that.
So now I say, hey, I just brought in, I have in this training platform, we have 243. So I just brought all them in. Now, what can I do with them? So the idea is if I click this 243, this is just going to list them from top to bottom, actually rank them by Zap score, which is a bonus. But the idea is, okay, I'm looking for Wayne. Like, I just got to reach out to him quick. So just one avenue is if I just start typing my name, you're going to see that Wayne shows up in there. So I could quick grab him and go, hey, okay, I got to quick add a note to you. I got to quick tag you. I got to email you or call you or text you. So that's just one avenue. We can grab one person. But the feature I love, actually we were talking about earlier, we both really love, and it's one of our newest features as well, is we can take the 243 and actually filter them. So this button just to the right of the long white line, if I hit that, I can grab all of the people in my database and just sort them. Like, give me all my buyers, give me all my sellers, give me my closed clients, give me my, anything that you want. Who is on a listing alert, who's on a follow-up plan. I want to analyze just their Zap scores, who might be doing something. So, if I just simply, and then of course we have this custom tags. So you will see that if I just scroll down a little bit, the first one, Jodes, these light boxes that are not filled in are all custom tags that I entered. So I have her in my system and I go, she's looking for a ranch. She wants a Lakeview only. She's a cash buyer and she goes to my church. Those are tags that I created. So if I was thinking, well, I want all my cash buyers out of this 243, whatever these tags are, I can scroll down through and I can just grab, all cash buyers, and then whoever came up, whatever that list entailed, and I can label them, investors,
Right.
Go to my church, PTA, I met in an open house, whatever I tag them. And then the huge advantage is whoever I grabbed, obviously this one was just one, but when you get a bunch of people in there, you're hoping you have 5, 10, 15, 20. I can hit this bulk actions, and I can actually just email that entire list, whatever you want to say. So, ideally, I grab all 243 and send them a Happy Holidays email.
Yep.
Or a Happy New Year, or a Happy Valentine's Day, whatever whatever that situation is. But yet I can grab all my investors and go, check out this property. It was just listed. I wanted to make sure you guys were the first to know, and then send that email out. And that email is, sort of blind copied, so it's not like a list of emails. Like it looks like you sat down and sent it to just them. So it's kind of an ideal way for us to, to reach out to groups, just by filtering them.
Terrific. I love that. I love the new custom tags and being able to categorize my contacts the way that I want to. So I can find them in any way that is important to me in them.
Yes. So that's just so adding contacts, just to refresh. I add 1,000 people from my Gmail account or 1,000 people from my Business Builder. They are my contacts, as long as they didn't even, if they came in originally from the broker. If I ever accepted a phone call from that person, they will be compliant. But my friends and family and Sphere and all of those people, I'll never have to update them. So I can, bring all those people in and not think that I'm going to have to email them monthly, per the broker's rules.
Exactly.
So that's the key. The second thing is that none of those people are going to get crazy emails from you. They're not going to get hounded with, drip, like weird drip campaigns. Nothing sent unless I say so.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the key with that. So
we control it.
Yeah, get your folks in there and then start working with them.
Yep.
So, kind of based on that concept where we've added a bunch of contacts, we've gone through and kind of, filtered them, tagged them, we have them organized. Our next piece is, what can we do?
Yep.
Like how can I take it to the next level? And,
Sure.
And what do we have that can do that?
Well, within the Zap platform, we know we have our follow-up campaigns, right? So we have our follow-up plans. And so I'll take you all into the follow-up plan library. We'll talk a little bit about some of the existing plans that are in there, and we'll talk a little bit about how to manage and assign plans.
Yeah, so having people in there is great, but unless the 600 you bring in, it's injustice if we don't go essentially one by one and say, who are you? Where did I meet you? Why are you in my system? To start organizing them, and then everyone, including friends and family, should be on a follow-up plan.
Absolutely.
My friends are on a 2-a-year follow-up plan. Just June and December, they get a, hey, don't forget I'm an agent. I'm happy to help you or any of your friends or family.
Yeah.
Here's my website. Like, it's not obnoxious, but we can't be that secret agent. We can't assume family and friends know us. So just twice a year, you can sit back and go, all my friends and family that I have in my system are hopefully won't forget that I sell real estate.
Yeah.
That's kind of the key, all the way up to, of course, past clients.
Yeah.
So Dean's going to get in and actually show you, the follow-up plans as a whole.
So I'm going to just come back to the main dashboard. So just click on dashboard underneath the C21 logo, and I'm going to come down and I'm going to click on manage. And you'll notice that what comes up are 3 choices: follow-up plan library, call script library, and email script library. The nice thing about it, this is your library. So we have already pre-populated and completed follow-up plans in there for you. We have call scripts in there for you. And we also have email scripts. You, as the agent, since this is your individual library on your dashboard, you have the ability to come into any of the existing scripts or plans that are in there, and you can tweak them. You can modify them to your liking, or you can even add your own from scratch. Wayne and I were laughing earlier when we were agents, we probably sent the same 5 or 6 emails, I don't know how many hundreds of times. Would love to have had this email script library where I could have just put those scripts in there, and once they're saved in there, I can reuse them over and over and over again. They never get used up. They just get saved in my library, and I can just assign them and send them out to whatever client was appropriate. In this instance, we're going to be talking about follow-up plans. So I'm going to ask you, if you're following along with me there with your system, click on follow-up plan library, and you're going to ask you to come to the library itself, right? And you'll notice there are a whole variety of populated plans in here. We've got a couple of dozen, if not more, follow-up plans we've already done for you. And you'll see in the far right-hand column, you'll see the pencil icon, which means it's an editable field by us, the agent. So let's say we wanted to go in and kind of update one of the plans that was in here. So I'm just going to scroll down, and I see that there's this closed buyer follow-up plan, right? Has 3 touch points. Yours may be slightly different because mine's a training screen, but I'm going to click on the pencil icon and open up that closed buyer plan because I want to A, see what that plan looks like, and B, see if I want to make any modifications to it. So I scroll down and I see that the touch point sequences are a total of 3. The first touch point sequence goes out 60 days from the day I assign this person the plan. It's a personal email, and it's the what's love got to do with it email. I'm kind of curious. I wonder what that email says, because I was obviously selected from the script library. So I click on the plus sign right here, and I can actually see what the email says. And now that what happens is 60 days from the day I put this person on the plan, I'm going to be flagged in my follow-up section of my Zap dashboard, right? When I log in each day, this person's name is going to appear that day on that day 60, and it's going to say, you need to email this person as part of their follow-up campaign today. So I know, I have forgotten about this person for the past 35, 45 to 60 days, but today is the day I'm supposed to follow up, and Zap notifies me that this is the day I'm supposed to follow up and send them an email.
So that's the huge piece.
Yeah.
It's like you put people in on follow-up plans, and essentially your goal isn't to forget them, but your goal is to say, my platform is handling that person, and I will need to know via a follow-up or a Zap score if I need to do anything else.
Absolutely.
And that's the key is let the system do all that work, but hang on to those folks.
Absolutely.
Don't let them fall by the wayside.
And the nice thing about it is I can always control the timing of any touch point. So if I click the drop-down arrow for the touch point, ASAP is today. I have 1 to 7 days, 14, 30, 60, 90, 6 months, in a year. So to your point, your friends and family, your sphere, you have on the every 6 months plan. So every 6 months you're sending out an email. Just say, hey, don't forget me. I'm Wayne. I sell and buy property, right?
Yep.
So it's that we choose that and we select that. And then also our touch points are one of 3. They're always either a phone call, a personal email, or an automated email. So in this instance, let's say it was a phone call.
Zap go live on the platform, buddy, real quick.
Oops, sorry about that, gang.
That's all right.
So let's say it was phone call, right? So Zap would flag me that day and put that in person's name in my follow-up section saying, hey, you have to call this person, same as if it was an email. That's a manual touch point. Zap reminds us to manually reach out and either phone or email them. Let's say we chose automated email, right? Zap then would, on that 60th day, automatically send out the script of our choice. So we'd have to click on Choose Script. It would take us into the follow-up plan, the script library, and I would select one of the scripts that was appropriate for that touch point, and then Zap would automatically send it that day. So we've actually changed touch point number 1 to an automated email, right? So day 60, it doesn't appear in my follow-up section. Zap just sends the email on my behalf, right? Then 60 days after touch point 1, then it flags me to send out the happy anniversary email, right? And then 60 days after that, another automated email goes out, which is now is a good time for home improvement. So this is a 3 touch point system. If I wanted to add any more touch points, I could do that by clicking Add More, because again, I have complete control over all the follow-up plans in my library. So that's just a little bit about follow-up plans and how you create them and how you change them. So tomorrow, when you want to go and start working with follow-up plans and you can't remember a word of what I just said over the course of the past 5 minutes, this is where you're going to go to get help. And this is always available to you over here in the dashboard. The step-by-step instructions on how to do most everything in Zap is right here in support. So go ahead and click support. It's going to bring you into our support side of things. A lot of people know this as our community, right? Because here's community and our knowledge base is our library of tutorials on how to do things in Zap. All I have to do is type in right here in the question box at the top, what do I need help with? Well, I need help with follow-up plans because I can't remember what Dean said in Zap TV yesterday. If I could just spell, it would help. And then look, first thing that pops up is follow-up plans. There's a little book icon, which means if I click that, it takes me into the knowledge-based library of tutorials on how to do things in Zap. And look, there's hyperlinks on how to turn on a plan, how to work with a plan, how to remove a contact from the plan, how to turn off a follow plan, how to change your contact's follow plan, how to create a follow plan from scratch, how to edit an existing plan, which is what we just covered. I scroll down, I even have videos, plus the step-by-step instructions on how to do all of those things with regards to follow-up plans. So please, after today or anytime you're doing something in Zap, please don't not use the platform because you can't remember where to click.
Yes.
I think that's the thing that slows most of us down is once we get logged in, is I know I want to do something, but I can't remember how to go to do it. It's always here in support. And Wayne is going to also share with you some of the things that's we're excited to announce is that finally the Agent 1-800 tech support lines are now available and live.
Yeah.
So if you don't get your answer here, we now have an 800 number that you can call, and Wayne's going to put that up on the screen so you can see what that is.
Yeah, so questions, we are going to get to those questions just shortly. But right here, I'm going to have Buddy just bring this screen up live. There's your 800 number. So, check the community in that support button. Try to,
Sure.
Try to figure it out. Like often in the community, there are other questions. Oh, that was the same issue I had. You can get your answer that way. But don't be afraid to use that 800 number. It's a one-on-one. That's me calling up, going, I need help with this, and then them helping you through that. So, and then of course you all have, broker managers, app specialists in your office as well. So you kind of have a plethora of help available. Don't be afraid to use it, so that you can actually use the platform. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to actually answer a couple questions, and then we're going to talk about the website quick, and we're going to go mobile, so we can show you just so we can do some things on mobile. So, question come in. We actually do get emails, so we'll get a daily email now.
Yes.
Me as an agent will get a daily email and just kind of tells me, hey, there's some people doing something in Zap. If you haven't been in there, go check it out. So, there's a question about, when you click, the link, it takes you to your dashboard. The one thing I'm going to do when I get to that is if someone's searching on my website, opening up emails, anything, the Zap score for that person's going to change. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually just going to log into my dashboard, and I'm going to click that contact's number. If I have 10 people in there, or I have 2,000, I'm going to click that number. In the highest Zap scores, the most active contacts in my database will come to the top, and will have high Zap scores. And I just, and I will literally just hover over each one of them as I go down that list, just to see who do I need to reach out to. Like, who's been looking that, again, didn't reach out and tell me they were looking.
Right.
We just have the ability to sort of, it's that predictive analytics. We're monitoring what they're doing on our website or app, and then just able to reach out to them without them needing to reach out to us. And we're just saying hi and then going to see where the conversation goes. So that's how I'm analyzing. The easiest way for me is to analyze the Zap score to who's doing what.
Yes.
And who I need to reach out to. Email the recording. The recording will be available right at the same link that you came to. So c21.zapbroadcast.com, approximately 48 hours after. I think the brand may be, that maybe they send it out. I think they might put it on your workplace on Facebook. I'm not sure, but definitely you can just come back right to the same link and just rewatch it anytime you want until January 24th. And then the recording will be available after that. So if you're importing into separate categories, if you import from Gmail and then Business Builder and then the MLS, we won't, I think the question, we won't ever duplicate. So if you have the same person in all three, it's going to say, yeah, we don't need that person. We already got them from Business Builder or the MLS. So, we actually have the ability to bring in bulk status. So if they're hot,
right,
cold, incubating, closed, we can bring them in and just mark them closed. So we can do that in our spreadsheet. We can also do if they're a buyer and seller, or a renter. So those are a couple of the avenues that we can bring in all at once. So if we bring them in and just mark them properly on the spreadsheet, they'll come in all set like that. So I'm going to talk about the website, and then there's a couple of questions. I will actually get to them. But if I'm just going to show you the website. So Dean has talked a lot about the CRM piece of Zap, but we also have a huge marketing piece, and it starts with the website. So if I scroll to the right and just click you'll click your name in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see the first link there is my website. This is actually a very powerful website that has been active, live out there for folks to find and see. So what we can do on this page, it's the background. It's where we change the content to what shows up on our website. We can send clients and contacts to this website, direct IDX feed from the MLS, so that it's an active place for them to search for properties. So just know, if you have not, scroll down this page and fill out that page, like add a video. Don't be afraid to use that support button in an effort to help you with that page. There's Go into the support, search agent website. Verbiage comes up, articles you can read, video show comes up. Take advantage of that of this website and the power it has. And I mean, this is your website. This is branded to you. And I send someone to my website, they're not seeing a list of agents on the right-hand side. They're not, seeing any, that's me. So when they ask a question or want to see a house from it, it comes back to me. So, it's just a huge advantage for us. So just wanted to make sure you guys knew that's where that was. But definitely use that support button if needed to take advantage of the power that page has.
Absolutely, and this is where you edit the content of your page. This isn't what you see on the screen now. This is the website editor. This is not your live web page. To get to your live web page, you would click on the View My Website link, but this gives you this is where you would add and subtract and delete content to your Zap web page, which, however, by the way, has been live since you've been live with Zap.
Yes. Yeah, so it's been there
however
for
long that's been.
Yes, so definitely go back in and take advantage of the power it has. So I'm going to answer a couple questions. Actually, Robert came back and sort of got a little more specific. He's actually talking about investors versus a buyer, seller, or renter. So unfortunately, right now we cannot do the tag piece when we do an import, which so I'm going to actually bring in my investors as buyers or sellers, buyers and sellers, and then unfortunately, at least right now, we have to go in and not unfortunately, it's not bad for us to go through one by one, but we're actually go through all those investors that we know of and do a special tag
and tag
investor.
them as investor,
and then we're set from that point on.
Yep.
So I just wanted to make sure I got to that. Talking about sending a property listing. We could actually do that very easy in the platform. I'm not sure we're going to have time, so if we can't do that, go to support and just click,
how to send a property listing.
How to send a property listing, and there will be I think the video is like 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
So just to show you how to step by step. So if we can't get to it live, I'd be happy to, but if we can't, please just go to support, how to send a property listing.
Because we kind of want to get in the mobile for just a second.
Yeah, so we're going to go live on the mobile, and then I still am going to answer a question about changing a contact's name. So if that was your question, I'm going to answer it in a second. So when we go live on my phone, and it helps if I link it. Okay, so we'll go live on my phone, and we're just going to simply show you that you actually you'll see just to the right of the Century 21, mobile app for searching for houses, there's a light blue app that says Zap. So if I simply click on that, what this brings up is essentially everything we've done today. My entire database, all my contacts are all at my fingertips for me to analyze. I got a new notification about Tom sent in that showing request. Oh, gee, let me just quick look at it. And again, this is while we're waiting, 10 minutes at a house for a client, 10 minutes at the doctor's office. We're running around, waiting for the kids, whatever. So I have, this is just Tom's request. Like Tom didn't say, hey, I want to see, 35 High Meadow. And I'm like, 35 High Meadow? And I got to go to the MLS to look at it. And then I'm like, oh, that's the property you asked about. I'm actually able to, pull this up and go, oh, 35 Meadow. Let me set that up for Tom. So, just again, tasks, follow-ups on the right-hand side, any of the follow-ups that you need to do. And then just know that bottom is your menu. So there's a dashboard button, there's a search button. I'm actually going to search Tom, and I'll bring up Tom's entire profile. Notifications, anything new that's happening. So these are all notifications that somebody has asked a question here or there, and I get them in a second. And then, of course, the next one at the very bottom, you'll see a plus quick add. I could add a new contact on my phone. While I'm at an open house, somebody comes in, oh, let me quick add you in my system. And then, of course, we can do those insights and personal tasks. So, again, support button, mobile CRM, video on there to kind of walk you through that. So, wanted to make sure that you guys, got a peek at that. And I do want to give a shout out to Sandy and Lindsay that are watching from Lakewood, good friends of mine, so wanted to make sure they knew that I know. Hopefully you're on, but so if I go back, we're just going to go back to, we're going to kind of finish this up with just talking about, we're going to come back, bud. So just going to finish talking with, I think we answered all the questions. If we didn't get to a question, I will answer it. But I want to talk to you guys about the contest. So the contest has actually been extended. So if you guys did not know about this, you have a chance to win, which I am like literally jealous. Like I love those earbud, Bluetooth. So all you have to do is log in to Zap. So strongly, just every day there's a winner, and we're actually going into December now. So it's been extended. So just log in and add a contact.
Yep.
Log in and take a peek at your website. Log in and write one of the emails that you're building a follow-up plan. And the bonus is when you do that this month, you have a chance every day for a winner to win those headphones, or the earbud headphones. So definitely take advantage of that. But we know it's kind of a month that it is a little bit harder to work and things.
Get a little distracted.
But just wake up in the morning. Just do one or two things. Analyze some Zap scores. And then go. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to go show houses and go to the whatever. So, but then have a chance to win those. And then just end it with just talking about save the date. So, oops, I think I maybe went too far. Save the date. The next Zap TV will be January 24th at 3 o'clock. We're going to have a sort of a Mythbusters theme. So, be kind of, I'm actually looking forward to it, see what we put together. But so hopefully you guys will join us for that. In the meantime, I want to thank Dean for joining us. It's been awesome. Hopefully you guys got some good stuff out of it. But otherwise, we'll wish you happy holidays. Enjoy December. Enjoy the time with the family. Keep working. But otherwise, we'll see you in January. Take care.